I, 33, am. Never imagined I'd be writing something like this, but here I am, shaking while typing because I've been holding this in for too long. I thought I'd found the woman of my dreams, someone to build a life with, have kids with, grow old with. But just weeks before our wedding, I discovered something that shattered everything I believed about love, loyalty, and commitment. Let me rewind a bit. I met Natalie, 29F, 4 years ago at a mutual friend's birthday party. She had this quiet confidence about her that immediately drew me in. We clicked instantly, same music taste, similar family values, both wanted kids, and she actually laughed at my terrible jokes. Within 6 months, we were living together. 2 years in, I proposed. She cried and said yes without hesitation. We started planning our wedding, a cozy ceremony in the countryside, with close friends and family. I was on cloud nine. Natalie was obsessed with every detail, colors, flowers, even what kind of napkins we'd have. I thought her excitement was proof of how committed she was to our future. But behind all that, she was hiding something. Something massive. The bachelor party that changed everything. 3 weeks before our wedding, my groomsmen and I went on a bachelor weekend to Vegas. We kept it low-key, no strippers, no shady stuff. Just drinks, poker, and some wild karaoke. I felt good knowing I was doing things right, being respectful to my future wife and staying loyal even during the so-called last free night culture. One night, a friend of mine, David, pulled me aside. He looked weirdly tense. "Hey man, you sure Natalie's who you think she is?" That caught me off guard. David has known me since college. He's not the dramatic type. I asked what he meant. I didn't want to say anything unless I was sure, but I saw something. He showed me screenshots of a chat between Natalie and a guy named Marcus. The messages were from just 2 weeks ago. Flirty. Suggestive. She even sent a few pictures I recognized, ones she'd taken in my apartment. I felt like the floor was falling out from under me. I didn't want to believe it, so I told David it had to be a misunderstanding. He nodded and said, "Then talk to her. Ask her. See what she says." The confrontation. When I got back home, I tried to act normal. I needed time to think, to plan how I'd confront her without losing it. That night, as we were eating dinner, I asked casually, "Hey, do you still talk to any of your exes?" She froze. Just for a second. But it was enough. "No, why?" "Just curious," I said. "Not even Marcus?" Her eyes widened. She stuttered, then asked, "Why are you bringing him up?" I told her I'd seen messages. Her face turned pale. She didn't even try to deny it. She just started crying and said, "I'm so sorry. I messed up." And then the full truth came out. Turns out, she and Marcus dated briefly a year before she met me. They broke up because she wanted something serious, and he didn't. But 2 months ago, he randomly messaged her on Instagram, saying he missed her and wondered what could have been. At first, she ignored him. Then she replied. And they started talking. Flirting. They met twice for drinks. And yes, she cheated. She admitted they kissed, and that she almost slept with him but backed out last minute. I asked her why. Why now? Why when we were weeks away from saying our vows? "I panicked," she said. "I don't know why I did it. Maybe I wanted to feel wanted one last time before I settled down. It was stupid. I regretted it immediately. I wanted to scream." She made it sound like buying the wrong brand of coffee, not betraying the person she claimed to love. What she did next was unbelievable. I told her I needed space, packed a bag, and stayed with David for a few days. I was still deciding what to do when Natalie came over, saying she had something to show me. She handed me an envelope. Inside were Polaroids, explicit photos of her and Marcus. Her face. His face. No doubt it was recent. She whispered, "I wanted to be honest. I didn't just kiss him. I slept with him. Twice." I stood there, frozen, heart pounding. "Then why the hell did you lie at first?" "Because I was scared you'd leave me. But I couldn't keep living with the guilt. I'm ending everything with him. I want to earn back your trust." And then she dropped the real bomb. "I want us to still get married. But only if you truly forgive me. I'll do anything, therapy, polygraph, anything." The wedding was 3 weeks away, and she still wanted to go through with it. What do you even do with that? I didn't know what to think. I loved this woman. But how could I marry someone who cheated, lied, and only confessed when caught? She begged for a second chance. My parents said to call it off. Her parents begged me not to ruin the wedding plans. Some friends told me, "At least she told you." Most people wouldn't. But was that really enough? I went back to our apartment when she wasn't there. I packed everything I owned. Left the engagement ring on the counter with a note that read, "I deserve honesty before marriage, not after betrayal. Goodbye." She blew up my phone. Emails, texts, voicemails crying, saying she'd change, that we could still build a life together. She even tried to guilt me by saying she already told her grandma she was getting married in 3 weeks and that canceling would break her heart. But I didn't budge. I blocked her. That was 8 months ago. Since then, I've moved to a different city. New job. New apartment. Therapy sessions every week. I still have trust issues, but I'm healing. I recently heard from a mutual friend that Natalie's trying to reconcile with Marcus, but apparently, he ghosted her right after I left. Typical. What stings the most is that we could have had something real. But her need for one last thrill before marriage ruined everything. And what's shocking isn't just that she cheated, it's that she thought we could just slap a band-aid on it and go through with the wedding anyway. To anyone reading this, trust your instincts. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Love isn't supposed to come with betrayal as a pre-marriage bonus. Since then, I've moved to a different city. New job. New apartment. Weekly therapy. I still have moments where I wake up in a cold sweat, thinking I'm back in that apartment, seeing those pictures again. Sometimes I wonder if I overreacted. But then I remind myself, I didn't leave because she cheated once. I left because she lied, hid it, and tried to manipulate me into marrying her anyway. That's not a partner. That's someone protecting their image, not their relationship. And yeah, I'll admit it. I still love the version of Natalie I thought was real. But that version never existed. I haven't dated seriously since the breakup. I've gone on a few dates here and there, but nothing sticks. Not because I'm closed off, but because I made a vow to myself. The next time I love someone, it will be someone who chooses me without hesitation. The shocking twist. She reached out again. About 2 weeks ago, I received an email from Natalie. The subject line was, "I owe you the full truth." At first, I ignored it. But after a couple of sleepless nights, I caved and read it. It was long, like 4 pages long, and it changed everything I thought I knew. In the email, she confessed that Marcus blackmailed her, said he had old photos and messages from their past relationship and threatened to release them publicly or send them to me unless she gave him a chance to reconnect. She claimed she was terrified and didn't know how to handle it. She said she went along with it out of fear and weakness, not desire. She admitted she should have come clean to me immediately. She said she tried to handle it alone to protect our future, but the situation spiraled, and guilt ate her alive. She also attached screenshots of emails between her and Marcus, including one where he wrote, "You tell him, and I'll destroy you both. Let's keep it our secret." I couldn't believe it. All this time, I thought she was chasing some forbidden thrill, when maybe, just maybe, she was being emotionally manipulated. But still, she lied to me. Repeatedly. She ended the email with, "I know it's too late. I just wanted you to know I wasn't the person you thought I was. I was worse for not telling you the truth sooner, but I wasn't the monster you believed either." She asked for nothing. No reply. No second chance. Just the truth. So what now? I didn't respond. And I don't think I will. Because even if she was pressured, even if she was scared, she still chose to hide it from me and try to marry me under false pretenses. That was her choice. What she did afterward, her silence, her lies, her tears after getting caught, all of that showed she wasn't ready for marriage. Not with me. Not with anyone. But here's the real kicker. Last week, I ran into David, the friend who originally showed me the screenshots, and I told him about the email. He looked at me and said, "Bro, I never told you this, but Marcus reached out to me too. He bragged about what happened, Even sent me a picture of her leaving his hotel. That sealed it for me. She wasn't blackmailed. She just regretted getting caught. That email? Just a final lie, dressed up as closure. Final thoughts. I'm not bitter anymore. Just sad. Sad that something so beautiful turned so ugly. Sad that the person I wanted to grow old with became a stranger. Sad that love isn't always enough to save someone from their own self-destruction. But I'm stronger now, wiser, more careful with who I trust and how quickly I fall. To anyone going through something similar, don't ignore red flags. And if someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. You deserve more than half-truths and apologies after betrayal. You deserve real, honest, loyal love. I didn't get my fairy tale ending, but at least I walked away before saying, I do. And that, my friends, is the closest thing to a happy ending I could ask for.